Hi there, Delco. We have a very interesting episode for you tonight. Someone who actually did not even know the existence of 5 hours ago hit us up, and we were like, "This is absolutely entertaining as hell, man." He is the author or co-author, I should say, of "How Delco Are You?" And it is a synopsis of Delco situations, and you basically run through it and you say, does this relate to me? Is this whatever? And if you're wondering, big font for all of you. And if that's even too much there's pictures. There's pictures.
I mean, you can literally read this book in 10 minutes. That's the greatest
It
thing.
is not
maybe 5.
Not many pages. 46.
Have you met Delco? It's 10.
46, and we're joined by the author. He's got a very interesting story. He's going to go by his pen name right now because it's more about the book than it is about the person. And the product, is going to stand tall. So, Willard, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
No, this is great. And you are originally from where?
So I grew up all over Delaware County, went to Ridley, went to Edinburgh, lived in many different towns throughout my life, and basically just grew up here in Delaware County.
Where are you at right now?
I live in South Jersey now.
Okay. The natural transition east. Normally people head out like the new cool spot of the Delco flight is out to like Collegeville,
Yeah.
Phoenixville.
Yeah.
But you're like, no, I'm going
Yeah,
old school and going to fucking South Jersey.
South Jersey.
I
Not too
love
far
it.
away.
Yeah, right over the bridge. This is an absolutely brilliant concept. It says copyright 2023. So did it come out like late last year or?
No, so we actually just dropped the book about a week ago.
Oh wow, okay, that's good because I was going to say I did not know anything about this.
We started it about 2 years ago.
Okay,
throwing ideas back and forth, me and my brother, and finally got to the point we said we had to drop it, and we did. So here we are.
And what it is it's I mean, not to just denigrate it, but it's very much like if you took like Jeff Foxworthy's, you might be a redneck if you might be a redneck if you.
And he did something along those lines of, this is great.
Yeah. And we felt like everybody in Delaware County could relate to this book.
A majority of it, at least.
One way or another. And everybody's got a little Willard Pensy in them.
Like you're either the star of the comment or you
and if
are
you play
the co-star of the comment.
And if you play your cards right, maybe you will get a little Willard Pensy in you. You know what I mean?
And
Willard Pensy's frisky. So.
And like the concept of it is like you're not Delco unless you met your new girlfriend at the same bar that you met your ex-girlfriend.
I mean, that's about as accurate as
I love it. I love it. And it's very diverse in the gamut of Delco because it's got your cliche ones like, oh, we say water like WOODER and then drops in like a fucking ankle bracelet with a baby mama thing. Like, it's very well rounded on the spectrum of Delco, which I can truly fucking appreciate.
So everything in the book is like real life experience I've experienced, my brother has, or friends of ours or family members. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like I gotta tell you, man, just from running the show, especially being 6.5 years in or wherever we're at, my joyous time was when we first started and we had like a very specific clientele where we could make some of the raunchier end jokes and all that shit. And now I hate that like we get crucified if we bring up, multiple baby mama, possible minor drug abuse, things like that.
We thought about that, but we also wanted to be realistic.
Yes.
And this is what it is. And at the end of the day, we can connect with the area because we're from here. So,
oh, dude, yeah, like this should not irk you. Like, and if it irks you, maybe you're not Delco. Like, oh my god, see one about a DUI. Like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, like you're not Delco unless you've had your first DUI and you're working on your second DUI.
Yeah.
So we want everybody to laugh too. I mean, this is something we want on everybody's like coffee table or even at your beach house in Wildwood. Yeah. Or
self-deprecating Delco.
Yeah, like
I love it.
Bachelorette party.
So I was going to say, like, I don't want to read them and give them out, but you're saying, like, let's fucking do it, man. Let's do it. Because this is going to be super fun, man. Like, this is going to be a fun episode.
Real quick, before we do that, I want to thank our sponsors that made the show possible. Let's start with Fat Cow Jerky. That's right, Fat Cow Jerky. Utterly perfect jerky. Jalapeno garlic, honey habanero, internationally award-winning.
It is.
Pickle.
Yeah.
That's right. Fat Cow Jerky started in just local bars here at Delco, and because they met us and we worked together, now Fat Cow Jerky is an amazing product you can find on product shelves across the area.
Delco in 2018 whole region in 2021, international 2024.
Yeah, great stuff. Got to go to fatcowjerky.com, Facebook, Instagram. Amazing flavors to see here and many more. Many new ones coming out, as well as some for your favorite four-legged friends. Go to fatcowjerky.com. And every Delconian needs one on speed dial. A lawyer, not lawyer you need, is David R. Cherry.
Cherry is applicable to 21 of these entries, by the way.
Cherryinjurylaw.com, workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law. David R. Cherry is your man with the plan. Call him at 610-565-0300. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com. That number again is 610-565-0300. And if you need to party in Delco, well, one of the best places to party is 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park, and that's Dolan's Bar. That's right. PJ is the man. Just recently had
Super tan,
PJ. Just recently had a great event.
Yeah, he is.
You never know who's going to walk through the door. That great event was Wiffle Ball Madness with John Kruk and Mickey Morandini there.
So Irvin Fryer showed up as well.
Irvin Fryer and Hollis Thomas also. You never know. I've been there, and like 5 ex-Flyers walked through the door one time. And
2 of my first jerseys I ever had growing up, by the way, Mickey Morandini and Irvin Fryer.
Yeah, right about that time. So check it all out. Go to Dolan's. Like I said, Quizzo music, great times, and memorabilia giveaway.
That's how it's spelled.
Yes, and I won't change that. It's kind of
memorabilia.
I actually have. It's funny. I in my other network, I use the same graphic, and I wait to see how long it takes for somebody to finally pick up and go, "Hey, Al, you spelled that wrong," and I say, "No, I spelled it right." So that is Dolan's Bar. Tell PJ that Delco Live sent you.
It's true. All right, so Willard, where can people purchase How Delco Are You before we get into it?
So you can purchase the book on Amazon.
Okay.
And you just look up How Delco Are You, and it'll be right up at the top to purchase.
Do you know how much it retails for right now?
I think it's like 18 or 19 bucks.
Child's Play, well worth it because it will entertain the fucking hell out of you.
Great conversation starter too.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Like I'll give you an example. I went on my honeymoon, 8 years ago. And 9 years ago, whatever it is. Sorry, I don't remember. But like, not Cancun. What's it?
Puerto Vallarta.
No, Del Maya or whatever it is.
Puerto del Maya.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there. We're in a like kind of like the pool, like where all the casitas connect into a big pool. So we swim over. We just got there. I said something to my wife, and I said, "Yeah, well, we just got here. We're flying out on Saturday." And I said, "I dropped this Saturday." And a guy goes, Delco. Just pointed right at me and said, Delco. I'm like, yeah. And he was from Delco too. Like, or at least originally. I don't think he lived there at the time anymore. But yeah, he's like, dude, as soon as you said that, I knew you were from Delaware County. And I'm like,
it's wild how big Delco, has gotten. And I travel around the country. I'm flying home, and people next to me that live in Montgomery County, Chester County, when I'm talking to them, they all say they want to move to Delco. It's mind-boggling.
They were just trying to be nice. Let's be honest.
Maybe.
Call for what it is.
Yeah, they're just trying not to get beat up. Man.
Yeah, they're like, this guy might be unhinged. We better.
we don't know.
He might take over the plane.
Yeah,
we better like thank God we call that guy situation. But no, like seriously, this is the kind of thing that you keep like on your coffee table or you keep out maybe back to the toilet seat because it makes people want to talk about it. And we're going to go
and
through
laugh
this together.
Everybody have fun.
Yeah. So
who did the illustrations?
So it was someone my brother connected with, local artist.
Okay.
Did the artwork.
That's Dillard Pensy, his brother.
That's Dillard. Yeah. I'm Willard, and he's Dillard.
Yeah. I love that.
So we'll go one page at a time, and then we'll break it down and like kind of go through.
We even thought it was funny that realtors in the area, Delco realtors, when they sell a home in Delco, they hand them a book.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right.
That's actually a brilliant idea.
Brilliant.
I mean,
brilliant.
Just saying.
Or
some of it may not, pique the interest. Someone moved from like Malibu to like fucking Haverford or something.
But at the same time, like 2 things. Like it's a great little welcoming gift. Yeah. And you have to quote unquote stage the homes for people.
Have the book on the kitchen table.
And you're sitting there, oh, it's a great book. Then you start talking to the realtor. It's actually a genius idea.
Yeah, especially if they get into it, like haha, eating off a Wawa trash can, and like page 94 where it's just like it's a boxing.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's start with that. Not page 1. I mean, like I said, it's a quick and easy read, but
yes,
I think it's like you can actually make a game out of this.
Yeah. I think we can.
Like, and I think we should all go around this and try to keep score. Let me see if I have a piece of paper.
I've got my dry.
Like if you can relate to it, you get a certain amount of points, and then you're very Delco.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I heard his tooth crack.
Yeah, I think he knocked the tooth out.
That's one
It's
of
so soft. It just
one of the entrances.
starts just pulling them out one at a time. All right. So the first one is while you're writing it out, you're not Delco unless you have eaten your lunch off the trash can out front of a Wawa. I think any.
Did that my whole life.
Here's my thing is like I don't care. It's like one of those things. I don't care how snooty you are, how much money you've earned now since you left Delco.
Yep.
You've done it at one time.
Did it 100 times.
And it's not weird to you. Like,
Oh.
there's people who come in from out of town and they're like, dude, that guy's eating off a trash can.
Yeah,
so we all did it?
Friggin' weirdo. Oh, absolutely.
Come on.
I think I've done it in the last week, to be honest with you.
It becomes a table.
Yeah, like
I've gotten away from it since it became a stigma.
You've
like,
grown out of
cliche.
it?
Yeah.
I
I actively avoid it now.
He's matured.
I remember when they opened up the first beer the first Wawa that served alcohol. Remember when you went there, Holbrook?
I went there opening day.
And we, because of I guess some of the rules, they had to have tables inside, like a place to eat. And I know like the Giant does it in Alden, like they have a little area we can eat and drink and all that stuff. And I'm like, why? What's the trash cans for then outside? Like, what's the point? And the best part is the true Delconians. You eat off the trash cans, yet the trash ends on the floor, not in the hole, a half an inch away from where they're eating.
They just throw it.
Yeah, they were just leaving.
But that's
it
the
there.
real deal.
That's the real deal.
Yeah.
Holbrook next.
You're not Delco unless you've dated at least 2 of your wife's friends. I'm just going to take the easy way out and say I'm not married instead of avoiding some very uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
Listen, it's because you have a connect. Like, that's the thing is you usually you date the one girl, you move into the next girl, the same core group of people.
Yeah. And I would say in most households here in Delco, it's happened.
Yeah.
And also, what if you got married, but you still had friends who were girls from previous, and then they bonded over that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
There, yeah. Because people tend to stay in their core groups.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are we anyone?
I actually can't say this one. My wife and I weren't in the same group. She's a little older than me. So
I am not legally married, so I am not.
Well, you could say you're in a committed relationship, Holbrook. So
Yes.
Can you say that in your committed relationship?
Yes.
Willard?
What's the question?
Have you dated at least 2 of your wife's friends?
I'm not married.
All right. Are you in a committed relationship?
Willard don't like to go down that
okay.
avenue.
Yeah. Willard's a fiction.
Willard's Willard.
I get to talk about it because I know I didn't do it.
Willard's Willard. You know.
All right, Willard, you are up.
You are not Delco unless you have spent your last $20 on a pack of cigarettes, an energy drink, and a scratch-off ticket.
Never smoked, but a 2 and a 3 count for me, I guess.
Yeah.
I love it, and I don't gamble.
How's it? I switched the cigarettes out for a 40 or a 6-pack? Yeah, sure.
I've definitely done it.
Sure. You mean a 40?
Yeah, exactly.
So you've done it, Willard?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just don't gamble.
Willard does it.
I've done the scratchies. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like I remember being young. I've gone to casino to make rank because I'm like shit. I'm not gonna have enough money. I'm gonna let the blackjack gods. I'm gonna let them tell me what's gonna happen. Yeah, no, it's worked. Mostly, I haven't done it enough for it not to work. Put it that way.
Who is next?
I got it. Okay. You're not Delco unless you met your new girlfriend at the same bar that you met your ex-girlfriend.
Currently, or like has this
in life?
I have dealt with that.
Oh
before.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think it kind of falls in the same category as dating your wife's 2 friends. Because again, you guys go to the same place a lot.
Yeah.
So
that has happened. Not currently, but that has happened. You're not Delco unless you have a minimum of 2 children with 2 different fathers. Oh, the Barnaby special. I have no kids.
Well, guess I don't. I have kids, and my wife had a husband before me, so yes, I have.
Oh, all right.
I have stepkids, so I do fall into this category.
I don't fall in.
Yes,
we are all tied at 3.
All right, Willard, you're up, brother.
You are not Delco unless you own a Delco T-shirt or a Delco hat.
Well, obviously, we make them.
I think we can all.
If you sell them, does that like give you an extra point?
We literally have a website of our stuff that do it.
I think.
Do we make those?
We can all.
Those are ours. So
those are ours.
I thought we bought. Okay. Al.
You're not Delco unless you live with your parents and you're over the age of 30.
Oh, that's a big check mark for me for a while,
I'm
man.
trying to remember. Hold on. Let me
At 30?
I moved out. I moved back in for a short time. Then I got my wife pregnant. or my girlfriend at
How
the
old were
time.
you?
I'm trying to remember. So it was before I was 30.
I totally spent portions of my life over 30 living at my dad's house.
Yeah, I was close to 30, but I did not actually. 30.
I was 31.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it me?
Yes.
You're not Delco unless you're posting pictures all summer swimming in a pool that belongs to your parents. Can we change it to strangers that you Airbnb their pool?
Yeah, it's the same. I mean,
Okay.
Actually, one of the new Delco. I don't know if it's a Delco thing, but people like they go and get they go to hotels just to go swimming.
Yeah, it's
And, like, in the wintertime, like it's for a couple $100 you can stay there for a couple nights and let the kids swim.
So have you guys done it?
I never had a pool.
I never had a pool.
Oh, it's not about you having the pool. It's your parents or someone else.
My parents never. I mean, I've done it at my grandparents' house. If that gives you any.
I did grow up with a pool and did it back then, and I still Airbnb pools, man. Willard,
you are not Delco unless you're over the age of 30 and still on your parents' cell phone plan.
I see you and raise you. Ooh, car insurance.
Oh, so your car insurance
literally sell car insurance for a living.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It ended 2 years ago.
So I
was in my
technically,
30s.
so technically, I was on their plan until I broke off because my number, my mom and my father are all one number off.
But did you do it over the age of 30?
Trying to remember.
Did you, Willard?
Yeah, no, I might have just got off it at 30.
I'd give him the point.
Yeah.
Okay.
He deserves a point.
All right. So
he's slacking.
I'm slacking. I had kids at a younger age, so I kind of had to grow up fast. So I guess that counts for that. Next one. Let's see. You're not Delco unless at one time or another you have said, "I'm too Delco for that."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's example: Pasagenos. I'm too, Delco, too Philly to be like, that's a tourist trap. I'm not going there. I want to go to a place that I know is good.
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh, absolutely. I think most Delco people can say that who want to be from Delco. It's the only the ones who
yeah. And the background story on that was years back. Was going to go out on a date. Going to take this girl out. I'm like, hey, we're going to this fancy restaurant in the city, and she's like, what? I'm too Delco for that.
Yeah, that's my sister.
Oh, in the negative
context. You might have dated my sister.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You might have dated my sister. She was. I remember this guy was trying to get in her pants. I guess if you want to say.
Willard might have dated your sister.
Might have. Willard might have, but my sister calls me. If this guy wants to take me here, I don't want to go there. I wouldn't know what to do. It's in Seven Forks. I remember getting all freaked out about it. I'm like, I remember texting a guy. I'm like, just take her.
I was just astonished.
Take her to Outback Steakhouse.
You don't want to get dressed up and go somewhere nice.
Yeah, it's she got to take her to Outback. She thinks it's fancy.
You're not Delco unless you think that Springfield is uppity. Oh my God, I absolutely do.
Yeah, I think Springfield thinks they're uppity.
Springfield does.
Yeah.
One of the most popular memes is making fun of that shit.
All right, Willard, you can take the next one.
You are not Delco unless someone has asked you if you're from Delco and you said, yeah, but I'm from Springfield. It's different.
I'm not from Springfield, but I've said
that's a thing.
It's funny. I'm from Clifton. It's like we are the we're the grass ain't so greener on the other side, and it's like people Springfield thinks they're that way.
Yeah,
it's funny. We did a social media post. Holbrook put up the Red Lobster shutting down on Baltimore Pike in Springfield, and a bunch of comments came flooding in, and somebody said you didn't mention what was it, Hooters, and I said, fun fact is we're right by I believe it's the Raymore and Flanagan now. Used to be Bob's Big Boys and then the Eagle Diner. In between from there to Raymore and Flanagan, Hooters was trying to put a restaurant in there, but Springfield didn't want to have that depravity in Springfield. They didn't want to have a Hooters.
So
really,
I am not from Springfield, but I do want to point out when I was 26, I did write and record a song about Springfield called "Something in the Water," and it was spelled WODER, and it was literally the chorus was, each one of you says that you're different from each one of you says that you're different from the rest, but when it all comes down to it, you're all a fucking mess. Because I was hanging out with a lot of Springfield individuals that were just like, I'm from Springfield, but I'm not like the other ones. I'm like, you're all the same. You're literally all the same.
There's no difference.
Let's see. You're not Delco unless you act prude on your first date, but make yourself comfortable in the back seat on the second date.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it a step further.
Yeah.
No, You're not Delco unless the girl's going on the first date. Going, I normally don't
do
this on the
this."
first date.
Yeah, smashing everything.
Yeah.
Great drawing.
When you have to
The
say that,
Yeah.
and you say it so cleanly.
Once that's said,
Yeah.
you know the deal.
Yeah. Done. All right, Holbrook. This is actually a great one for you.
And me.
You're not Delco unless you've had one DUI and are working on your second DUI.
Working on it.
well,
I'll take
I
one.
I actually dated a chick from Springfield, shockingly. Let's fucking tie that in. Well, she got 2 DUIs in 4 months. And that's
My kind of girl.
That's an ankle monitor for
my kind of woman.
Thanksgiving.
Am I in love?
Yeah. Ask her if she's into Willard.
Yeah. Or does she want Willard into her?
Yeah.
Also, another great drawing.
Willard's frisky.
I like how there's a tag on the back of the card that says DUI. Just explaining it a little bit further. That's hilarious.
Spider web in the back seat.
There was just an article about somebody who had like 12 DUIs.
Yeah.
In Delaware County, and didn't have his license taken away. Like how he got away with it.
I don't understand, man, because they're supposed to be taking away 3, man. But maybe they're grandfathered in with the original fucking couple.
There was years ago. I'm looking probably about 10 to 15 years ago. There was a guy. I remember the headline. Guy gets 19th DUI driving down McDade Boulevard in Ridley backwards.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was going down like right by Morton Avenue and on McDade Boulevard.
Guy was untouchable.
Yeah, and I'm like, how did you? I'm like, I know this is a crazy story, but how did he get still driving at 19? Like, how does
he got sick of driving the right way?
I'm just saying, how's he not? Like, at that point, are you just going? Let me see how weird we can get.
Yeah,
with this.
get creative, man.
Yeah,
improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yeah,
Bear Grylls.
All right, Willard, you're up, brother.
This one's my favorite.
You are not Delco unless you think you are well traveled because you have been throughout the tri-state area.
That's hard line for me.
And I love the sign. By the way, I'm going to try to see if we can hold this up so you can see it. But I love the sign.
Wildwood, Ocean City, Poconos.
Yeah, and then Wildwood, New Jersey, Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah,
and the Poconos. So yeah, like that's spot on.
That's it.
That's getting away from it all. 2 hours later. Next one. You're not Delco unless you have had more breakups with your spouse than you've celebrated anniversaries.
I love that.
That's that. By the way, points for me on the last one. I have to mention that one. I didn't get the DUI one, unfortunately.
Got to work on it.
Yeah, I gotta
fucking loser.
You're not part of this crew,
noob.
I gotta get cracked.
What are you, Mormon?
Being a minor celebrity has paid off a couple times.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know if you and Willard are going to be friends.
Yeah, but no, I definitely fall into that one, especially with my last girlfriend. Oh, jeez, I broke up at least 3 times a week with her.
Delco love story.
Yeah,
I have definitely done that, but not the current one.
And I'm loving the picture, by the way, too, because the girl has a sweet neck tat.
I think that's one coming up. You're not Delco unless you have purchased one of your Halloween costumes from the local trading post. Davis's, yes,
Davis's.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent entry.
Yep.
I'm in there.
We're all in
Excellent entry. I love that. That is one of my favorite fucking references.
I like the next two. I want to take the next two, and I'm going to explain why.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're not Delco unless your John means everything, anything and everything. I love the fact that it's out front of a Rita's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I don't know if it's in here, and I might be spoiling it.
No.
Is there another Rita's entry in here? Because I think for part 2, you're not Delco unless you spend 2 hours in line for a free $1.99 Rita's on the first day of spring.
So true.
It is so true.
Yeah, the line's down McDade.
Dude, they should open up another line willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go do that.
Yeah. It's absurd what people do for a
free shot glass full of water ice. It's great.
Yeah.
As someone who will stand by Philadelphia with the fact that John is more of a Philadelphia thing, I will tell you, just working in the service industry or the food industry, sometimes John just fucking comes into play.
Yeah.
Where it's just like if someone puts an order in, you'll be like, it's chicken wings and a fucking soda, and you're
that's John.
Same with the John.
Let me get that, John.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm going to be honest, I don't fall into this one as much. Sorry. I don't fall too much in. I actually despise the word John.
Yeah,
it comes into play. It has a purpose, and it will find its way into its vernacular when it needs to.
Sorry. And the next one, this one, This one, I agree with wholeheartedly.
Oh, yeah.
I question you in many ways, and not just Delco, but in many ways. But you're not Delco unless you bleed green. It's got a cool Jalen Hurts type cartoon or
Just running through the haters.
running through the haters. I mean, that could actually be for your next one. You're not Delco unless you hate on your team because they had one bad moment or one bad game.
The minute you lose, it's over.
Yeah, like that would be it. But like no, like I question anybody who says, "Oh, I'm from Delco," but I'm not really an Eagles fan. All right, get over.
You're not from Delco unless when outsiders ask where you're from, you claim to be from Philly. I think it's a regional situational situation where it's just like if I'm in South Jersey, I'm like I'm from Delco. If I'm from Delaware, if I'm in Delaware, I'm from Delco. If I'm like down in Washington D.C., I'd be like I'm from the outside of Philly. If I'm in California, I'd be like I'm just from Philly, man.
Yeah.
It's just easier. It's
The
just
further away you get, the more you're from Philly. Like I was did this in South Carolina. I'm like, yeah, Philadelphia. Now, if I'm in Maryland, I'd be like, I'm outside of Philly. Let me ask you a question. Does this change a little bit for you guys now with like some of the national and success of things like Mayor of Easttown?
No, because I want them to be like Delco and be like, you fucking know it.
No, but that's my point is like I've had people I've talked to, vendors for many years in my job who are from all over, guy from New York and Florida and all that. And they said to me, "Oh, dude, I just noticed this listening to you. Are you from that Delco area? Like from the Mayor of Easttown?"
It's become such a big thing.
I'm like, yeah, you're just noticing this now. Like, I like you sound just like half the people on that.
Yeah, and I've always said Philly just with traveling.
Yeah, it's just easy
because
it's easier. Everybody knows
they're like, where the
Philadelphia
hell's Delco? But it's become a thing.
Yeah, but people have picked up on the difference of the accent.
There's
I
a
mean,
difference.
I've had people like down south go, "Are you from New York?" I'm like, "What makes you think I'm from New York?"
You sound like one of the Yankees.
Yeah.
You are not Delco unless you know at least one household that has a person on unemployment, Social Security, and disability at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know one.
I'm on there.
We all know. I wouldn't say we like them, but we all know them.
We all know them.
I actually kind of like them.
I respect them because there's so many people I know who have like legitimate like problems and they can't get on it. But then there's like somebody who's been on it since they're like 18.
This next one, page 24, is actually on your social media. I love that you have a picture of an individual holding this one up while they're doing it.
And she's a good friend. Yeah.
Love it.
You're not Delco unless you're over the age of 30 and still bartending. Absolutely.
We all know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I literally.
I know people who went through med school and said, "Oh, I'm still going to bartend on Tuesday afternoons because I make good money off the drunks."
We just previously, like the last episode we just taped was 4 of them.
All over 30, by the way.
Yeah.
Our last episode.
You're not Delco. Wait, it's Al?
It's you. I just read that one.
You're not Delco unless you've been in a fist fight with your best friend. I think that's just general.
Yeah, that's a.
I think you have to from here.
If you're a good friend, you tried fighting each other.
You know there are
that's how you became friends.
And it's over some
areas.
And by the way, it's got to be something stupid, like not a legitimate, like you cheated on you stole my girlfriend from me. I'm talking like
I'm still mad about Goldeneye when you were Odd Job and we said no odd jobs. You fucking prick.
My buddy got in trouble for choking his little brother with a Nintendo 64 controller over that game. I shit you not.
Oh, that's real deal.
Yeah, it's real deal. I was like,
it.
thank God you guys weren't playing Blitz. Somebody might have died.
You are not Delco unless you pronounce wooder.
Well, I think water's correct. I always defend that, and it's just like it's not just that we say it, but I mean, I'll throw out a situation. Running back for the Eagles, mid '90s, Ricky
Wooders.
Ricky Wooders.
Quarterback for the Vikings, ripped his knee real bad out of Louisville. Teddy Bridge.
Wooder.
Yeah. Bassist for Pink Floyd, Roger.
Wooders.
Yeah.
I'm drinking
Take
a Wooder right now.
an original name, and that's how you know that.
I mean, even if you listen to like maybe some people are a little bit more exaggerating with it when they like that, but like if you listen to any like say CNN or any regional like any national news thing, they don't say water. No, I don't hear the word water. No. There was poison drinking water. No, water. They say water. So maybe we just extend it a little bit, now to make it ooh than an ah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alan.
Alan, geez, I'm in trouble. You're not Delco unless you have gotten engaged at the Jersey Shore or sporting event. Ding, ding, ding.
I have not.
Yeah, it's either on the beach. No, it's
Did
really
you,
Delco.
Did you
If
do
it-
the beach?
It's on the beach New Year's Eve. That's like a real.
Did you do the beach?
Yeah,
Willard, you are not married.
No.
Me neither.
as far as the people know, Willard is
Yeah.
not married.
You're not Delco unless you have a hangover at least 2 days a week. My God,
Yeah.
extra credit. For
Yeah,
me.
if you get 4, does Holbrook get extra points?
If it's current, like,
Yeah, if you're currently while you're reading this
Yeah.
book have a hangover, does that count for anything?
Then you win. Yeah.
Then you win.
Automatically.
It's an automatic.
I can
ding,
tell you for
ding.
me, that's a regular. Willard.
You are not Delco unless you've dated someone in your spouse's wedding party.
I had a big
That's
wedding
very
party.
common out here, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Again, it kind of goes back to
Yeah.
the same rules because we
Yeah.
all hang out with the same people.
Yeah.
See that again? My
So,
wife.
like everybody smashed everybody.
I'm 41. Well, that was the thing is like if I ended up like I was my last long term relationship before my wife.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would-
it is a very similar thing.
Yeah, I would fall into the same categories with a lot of these. My wife, I'm 41. My wife is 49. So, and she grew up in a different part of the county and stuff like that. So I really didn't know her.
Has she embraced the Delco?
Oh, she's Colin. No,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
totally
Okay,
Delco.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you made it like she was from the other side of the country.
No. I'm just saying, like, different part than where I grew up from.
Yeah.
So, like, of course, she's older than me, her friends, and all that stuff. I just didn't know them until I knew her. So I really didn't fall into this category. But I'm saying, like, my
But it
last
counts.
long-term girlfriend was the same group of people. I definitely have slept at least with 3 people that we were friends with. I've definitely, if we got married, I would say at least half of our wedding party we would have slept with, dated, or
Very
something
common.
along those lines. Yeah.
Very common.
Because that's what we all stayed in the same circle.
Yeah.
Sometimes people leave the circle, come back in the
Come back
circle.
in, start dating,
But sometimes you allow somebody to come in for a while, but you know who the real circle is.
you do.
This next one hits home.
Let me see.
Does.
You're not Delco unless you're at your parents hung out. Unless you or your parents hung out at the lagoon. Yeah. I've
Oh
done
yeah,
that.
that was.
I've actually been.
I want extra credit if a future mother-in-law bartended at the lagoon
Yeah,
in its entire existence.
I was accosted by an 80-some-year-old woman at the lagoon.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's possible. It's funny. Me and 2 of my friends, my one buddy lived in an apartment like literally across the way from the lagoon. We were all single. We were going out. He sees a friend from work. My other buddy sees a friend from work. I'm still sitting there drinking. There's these 2 blue-haired old ladies sitting there.
Yeah. Sunday night
It was. It
had to be a Sunday night.
It was definitely maybe. Yeah, it's probably a Sunday night. I think it was. It wasn't a Saturday night or a Friday night.
Sunday night was like older night.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, and the lady just starts like being nice to me. And I'm being nice back to her. She goes, "Oh, you're by yourself?" And I said, "No." I said, "My buddies are over there talking to his friend." They're like, "Well, where are your other friends at? Where are your girlfriends at?" I'm like, "Well, we don't have any girlfriends. We're just hanging out." And she puts her hand right on my thigh and goes, "We can change that." I'm like,
Oh,
"Guys, we got to go.
so
I'm going to do this."
Did you smash?
Yeah. I said, I'm sad
I think he
enough.
smashed.
I'm sad enough to do it right now.
I think he did.
I
Mhm.
hope you did.
We hung there Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. It was like oldies night. We
Well, it's kind of like if you've ever been from the Clifton Heights area, the Columbus Club.
Yeah.
All the old guys would get out and get ready to go at 2 a.m. because all the people were just staggering in. All the young
I have an
chicks,
email.
all the young chicks are coming in,
I
and
was
they're
an MVP of that place from 2015.
Yeah.
To fucking it closed the pandemic.
yeah, and just they were like vultures picking at the dead
Oh, dude.
carcasses.
2:59 a.m. on a fucking
The
Friday
girl
night into
smoking a
Saturday.
cigarette backwards,
Yes.
and he's like, "Come with me, honey. I'm going to show you the back of my Volvo."
yeah.
I have the set list of the fucking dance floor like tattooed on my brain at the Columbus Club.
Oh Jesus!
Like, oh, here comes the wobble, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
That's
And
the
then-
song.
Dude, there was one guy that looked like the guy from the Six Flags
Yeah,
commercial.
he was great until
Yeah.
he punched my friend for taking his own jacket.
That's your jacket, sir. Smash.
that's
How dare you touch your jacket?
There's your next one.
How dare you?
You have no.
Yeah.
You're
Get him.
not Delco unless you've accosted somebody for wearing their own jacket.
Yeah, that's in the next book.
There you go. Go ahead, Holbrook.
You're not Delco unless you've met your significant other at a local bar. 90% of them.
Yeah, we all get a check for that though.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, technically, I met mine at
90%.
work, but I didn't know she was digging me.
You
and-
guys went straight to the bar.
exactly.
Yeah.
Barnaby's, by the way, in Ridley.
Oh yeah.
That's like that was
Barnaby's was
that was
that was
like the
it.
meeting spot. There. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, you're next.
Willard?
Willard.
you are not Delco unless you can walk to a half a dozen bars within a mile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I live in
that's-
Clifton.
Yeah. They're
We're in
everywhere.
the same block.
Everywhere.
6 bars in the same block.
They're everywhere.
Done.
Clam Tavern. Love that place.
So I'm down closer to the Ram's Head now. So I got the Ram's Head right there. You walk up the street, you got the Clam. You got the
Cook's Two
Broadway.
Best food, Clam Tavern.
Yeah, you have Mary's. You have the Polish America Club. It's 5. You have Murray's. And then how many times has been something different but 60 East Alligators and all
you
that.
can get drunk by accident.
We used to call it the Clifton Crawl. Was just walking around the block.
Just walking.
The Clifton Crawl was walking around a block. That was it.
I was going to actually DQ myself from that, but I think I might actually have 6 bars within a mile of myself right now. Growing up,
You were in a dry town.
Dry town, but there's still the
Dry town where?
Lansdowne was a dry town.
Was
You
it?
still had
Yeah.
Tiffany
I didn't know that,
Staggers. You had Clifton Inn, Murray's. You did have the East Lansdowne one, so probably
pretty close.
Yeah, close enough.
We'll give you half a point.
Right now, where I'm out in Edgemont, miles are weird, but
miles are weird.
Miles
they're not really miles.
No, they go by miles out there.
Kilometers.
Time, and it messes my head. Like out here, it's just like, where's Brewski's? 10 minutes away. Oh, where's McDade? 7 minutes away. Out there, it's like, where's this? Oh, about 2.5 miles down the road. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
What's a Mills?
Yeah.
This is my.
It's
me, right?
Yeah.
You're not Delco unless you and a family member work for the same employer. I have done that. Not currently, but yeah. My sister actually. My sister actually worked where I currently work now at one point with me. So I've actually worked at a funeral home with cousins and a grandfather. I've worked at where I currently work now. My sister worked there for many years. My wife works there now, so that counts for anything. So yeah, I've definitely done that.
Actually,
I've done it.
Here.
Wait, what?
Here.
What? Who?
Wasn't I a
you're a friend. Yeah. Delco Jesus, right? Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Forgot about that myself.
How about you, Willard? Does that fall into your category?
Oh,
okay.
Most definitely.
It is Al.
That's you.
You're not Delco unless you think a local team rivalry game is more important than a state championship. Well, obviously, fuck O'Hara.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Ridley Inneborough game. Come on, they don't care if they're playing in the championship. They want to play each other.
Bonner and O'Hara stab each other. Like, fucking get at it, man. But like,
Bonner
going for the state against Father Judge. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, Bonner O'Hara ice hockey. I remember those games.
Yeah, it's way bigger than the championship.
Give us Altoona prep. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I want to stab someone. Give me the prep.
Dude, yeah, I used to O'Hara, dude. That was the year with the prep. Last time, not the last time they won a championship. No, it might have been the last. I'm not sure.
O'Hara?
Yeah, it's been a while since O'Hara won any championship, so that might have been the last time. Back in 2001. 4 touchdowns in a single game.
Willard.
You are not Delco unless your inner circle of friends consists of a police officer, a firefighter, or a nursing assistant.
That's a fucking great entry.
That's one of my tops right now.
That is an unbelievable.
That's our town. That's Delco. I mean,
that's one of my fantasy baseball.
You should add in your next one, like to expand upon this. Your friend you have a friend who's a police officer who should have never been a police officer.
Yeah, but he is.
Like you're like, dude, remember when you used to steal shit all the time and you used to break the laws constantly?
Ass, now you're a cop.
Oh my god, that's spot on. That's the finest entry you got there, man.
You're not Delco unless you've been to Irish Weekend a minimum of 3 times. Yeah. And you should add in there ... even if you're not Irish.
Even if you're not Irish.
Yeah. No, I've done that a lot of times.
My name's Vincent Palandano. Fucking Irish the roots. Give Ireland back the Irish. Ooh, up a raw.
Green shirt.
I brought pierogies in my mom's fucking lasagna.
Green shirt on and everything.
You're not Delco unless when you're traveling, people identify you as someone from Delco. Yeah, that's happened.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely.
We get called out.
That has happened.
First time we ever read a book to Delco online.
Yeah.
So this is amazing.
Cool,
Willard, you're breaking new ground here, brother.
Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're next, Willard.
You're not Delco unless you despise living in Delco, but never move away.
Yeah. That should be the
Actually, I don't get one because I left. Yeah, I don't live.
Yeah.
But do you miss it?
I do.
You'll be back.
All right.
You'll be back.
I'll take a point.
Yeah. Sooner or later, you'll hit rock bottom.
Come crawling back
to us.
I might have to live with one of you guys.
It's the same thing as Wawa.
So it's funny. Like, so me and my wife we're currently looking for a new house. You know, looked a lot in Delco. 2 reasons. Number one, my wife does not like to drive on the highway. So Jersey's kind of out. Going anywhere into Delaware is a little tough. Discussed Chester County a little bit because it's Route 1. But there's no intention. Like every time we talk about it, we're like, hey, did you see this house in Chester County? Hey, did you see this house there? Yeah, and then we're like heading on, then we're back to it. Oh, there's this one in Norwood we really like, so. Let's see. You're not Delco unless you've broken up with and gotten back together with the same person minimum of 3 times.
On that.
Yeah,
We've all been down that road.
yeah, definitely.
The hating Delco but never leaving is the same thing as Wawa, where it's just like every square minute is hating on Wawa, and the minutes you're not complaining about Wawa, you're at Wawa buying something.
Oh yeah, we'll make 20 Wawa jokes. I'll be there tomorrow morning. Yeah, like it's.
I went twice. Today.
Oh, the food's terrible there. Yeah, I'm gonna get a breakfast.
That's why
I'm gonna try this sandwich like you didn't have it 20 times already.
Well, I was telling them that I was at the one in Ridley, and I guess it was not too long after the pizza came out. And there's a guy with a little cart walking around with free samples of pizza, and everybody's like, "Oh, free samples, free samples." The guy goes, "You want a free sample?" I'm like, "No, I paid for it already. Thanks, but no thanks."
I remember Wawa back in the day when you could get your lunch meat slice.
That was when it was.
That was
awesome.
when it was
that
the
was
best.
awesome.
Yeah. We ran a whole special where we tried to figure out exactly when that stopped. I think the answer was 03.
Where you can get like a money order.
Yeah,
I mean that was.
Yeah.
And the rolls weren't baked on premise.
I remember we worked at Cannons.
The rolls weren't warmed. Oh, Cannons on Bishop
on
Avenue?
420.
Oh, 420. Oh, Cannons. I'm thinking of.
So we worked at Cannons.
Yeah.
We would walk to the Wawa on Prospect, and it was like $2. You would get 2 hot dogs with
with the chili cheese,
chili and cheese,
yes.
for like $2 and a drink or a bag of chips.
Yes,
absolutely.
That's Delco as it gets.
I know I'm gonna get diarrhea, but I'm gonna love it anyway.
Fucking right.
Running home.
All right, Holbrook.
You're not Delco unless 1 out of 3 of your friends has a neck tattoo. I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
You got one?
Yeah. Willard's.
Oh my God.
Willard's got one, yeah.
I love that. I got some friends with them. I don't know if it's a 33% marker.
Here's my thing is I'm not against the neck tattoo. I'm just too much of a pussy.
I was fucking dying.
Yeah, that seems like
that's why it's like.
Do you want the two worst areas to me? That seems like that. I mean, outside of your grundle, any really sensitive part like that, or your butthole or whatever. But like other like normalish areas, neck has to be one of the top, and the top of your foot that has to be
because it's like the skin's really thin.
Yeah,
and
like listen, there's like. It's like that blood vessel, whatever down there. Like, yeah, come on, man. Like,
I tried the numbing cream. And all that.
Like, oops, I slipped and stabbed you in the throat. Yeah. I tried the numbing cream tube in the wrong area.
Willard, number 41.
You are not Delco unless 1 in 5 of your friends has an ex's name tattoo.
Oh God,
now, I can appreciate that one.
Yeah.
I have nachos tattooed on my arm in a heart because one of my friends, not even a friend at the time, really, got his girlfriend at 18 years old's name tattooed on him. Like, you are going to regret that.
Ugh.
I'm like, I'll never regret nachos, man.
Yeah. Now his cardiologist is making him regret nachos.
I made it this far.
Yeah.
Do you have any ex's tattoos, name tattooed on you?
No.
Oh, man.
No. But I know a ton of people that do.
Okay.
Now, it's not a tattoo story, but I still remember one of the funniest moments. When your mother, your father is inadvertently like funny, but
yeah.
So my wife, when she was having our last child, was going in for, she was gonna get the C-section and then also get her tubes tied. So we're done, 4 kids, So my mother turns to me and goes, "Well, you should get your vasectomy too while you're at it." And I was like, "Mom, she get her tubes tied. Why would we have to worry about this?" She's like, "Well, I'm like, "Mom, are you calling me a man whore? Like, are you afraid?"
I think so.
I'm like, "Are you going to call me like I'm going to knock somebody up?" So like that's the closest I can have to that one.
I think she called you out.
Yeah, she completely called me a man whore in that situation.
I absolutely.
It must be that minor celebrity I have. She's afraid I'm just going to start laying pipe and everything.
Exactly.
I love the next entrance.
All right,
one of my favorites.
I love this.
You want to read it, Holbrook? Go ahead.
You're not Delco unless most of your friends dress like construction workers, but none of them work in construction.
Dude, I grew up in Clifton, so yeah.
Everybody.
Shit, dude.
Flannels, boots.
When Burlington shut down, it threw Clifton for a loop.
That is next level Delco. I love that, dude. That is a fucking observation.
The next one's actually one of my favorites.
Oh, yours. You got it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. You're not Delco unless your girlfriend/wife and her friends can outdrink you and your guy friends.
My wife could do that back. I mean, probably a little tougher for her now. But she's doing jugging contests with this one. She's got a throat of a machine. I'll tell you.
Delco girls
Yeah.
can drink like no other.
I got one more drink. I'm fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a whole different level.
It's because they're not paying for it. That's true. But I'm seriously, it's the science behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the payment. You're paying for it, so you're slowing down because you got to be able to afford it. Number one, and number two is because while you're paying for it, she's chugging another drink
because another one's coming.
Because you have to waste time to go buy her and her friends drinks. It's true facts.
There's no degenerate alcoholics. I think
No. We do know degenerate alcoholics. Don't get me wrong, but those degenerate alcoholics get the upper hand for that reason. I'm just saying. You're not Delco unless when in a heated argument you say, I'm about to get Delco on his or her ass.
Absolutely said that phrase.
I've also said that right before
We've
coitus.
all said that.
Yeah.
I have absolutely said that.
Pre-coitus is probably where I use that
That's
more.
the book.
And the picture in the back's great. Just a amalgamation of the whole book. This is awesome.
The back of the book's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to read the back?
Well, there's nothing to read. It's just pictures.
No, the back.
No, the back.
Oh, the back. Yeah. Go ahead, Holbrook.
No, you read it. I'm telling you.
Oh, you're telling. Oh, in 1789, two historical events took place in the New World. One was the establishment of Delaware County. The second event was George Washington's passage through Delaware County on his way to inauguration, becoming the first president of the United States of America. Scholars often debate which event is more critical in the country's rich history. After World War I, residential development increased in Upper Darby, Drexel Hill, Havertown, and Springfield. The trend continued after World War II in communities like Westbrook Park, Upper Darby Township, and Marple Township. Patriotism is at the forefront of Delaware County, as its motto is "Lest we forget." That's according to the visitdelcopa.com.
Is that actually Delco's motto?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Delco's rich history and unwavering spirit has made it a shining example of resilience and strength. The people of Delco continue to defend their land and freedoms with their fierce determination that inspires us all. From their fiery attitude to their take no BS reputation, Delco's spirit has gained national recognition and is a beacon of hope and inspiration for the entire country. By forging ahead as trailblazers in various fields, patriotism and sports, we have a legacy that inspires others to do the same. The question that lingers is, how Delco are you?
That's it. Yeah.
That was pretty amazing. I had fun doing that. See, again, you can make this a drinking game, just like we did there. You're hanging out with your friends. I don't care if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 20s, or whatever. You can sit here, you can do that and have fun. Like, oh shit, yeah.
And
then you're gonna be starting talking about remember Jimmy, dude? He was that guy always wearing construction boots, dude.
Guy never lifted a hammer.
He was a cashier, at Harbor Freight.
Guy never lifted a hammer in his life.
Yeah.
So.
He got hammered. He didn't use a hammer.
He is a hammer.
Yeah, he's a
Clifton Hammers.
Yeah.
You know the story behind it's funny, it ties into the first paragraph. You know the story behind why it's called a hoagie?
No.
So it's you bring up World War One, and it was all the shipbuilders from Delco, when they would go down to Hog Island Road to build the ships for World War One, the last couple of years, they're mostly poor, and they were out on the docks all day, so they would bring leftover lunch meats and whatever rolls they could find, put it together, and then they called it a Hog Island, and that evolved into a haggis. But then they're like, haggis sounds so much like haggis, so they just changed the pronunciation to hoagie, and that's why we start elongating our words and shit.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't know that, and maybe that'll be in the next book.
I love that. And the less we forget, I did not know that was our motto. Yeah. I know that is what is written on the War Memorial in Newtown Square, because I drive by it all the time.
But what are we forgetting?
Lest
we forget.
Yeah, that's what we're forgetting.
Lester, the town in town.
Yeah, the most forgettable town in Delco. Lester, we forget.
What do you think the most Delco town is?
Oof, that's a tough one.
Well, according to the Delco Live,
well, they're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
If I had to really,
and why? I need a why on top of it.
That's tough. I would have to go with like Ridley Park.
Well, that won the first 2 years.
I'd have to go with Ridley Park or that's where I'd go. Ridley Park.
Ridley Park won.
It
won.
So it's pretty dead on.
Yeah,
I mean, that's.
And
Ridley Park won the second.
I think Ridley, on the spectrum of Delco, is
more ways than one.
More towards the clean cut than they think they are.
Yeah.
And I think that when they get debaucherous,
Yeah, but is
it's
it Ridley or
not-
Ridley Park?
What's up?
Is it Ridley or Ridley Park? 'Cause
Let's go
remember,
with the whole thing.
Let's go with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's
You
go
know
with
it
the
is,
whole
and everybody in that area, like they just really stick together.
They
They're
do.
just really tight.
but is it Ridley from one like from Ridley Park to because Eddystone's considered Ridley.
Yeah, Eddystone's
Woodland's
fucking-
considered
Woodland,
Ridley.
Swarthmore.
Parts of Swarthmore, like
Parts of
half of
Swarthmore,
Swarthmore
yeah.
is.
Leadham.
Leadham, even into like butting up against Springfield and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Not Springfield itself, because but like those areas, like they're so different from each other.
Yeah.
And they're small
But they come
but
together.
mighty.
They come together.
It's one of those things they don't want to be each other until they need each other. Like
Yeah.
until like somebody's messing with one, like, yo, dude, we can make fun of each other, but you can't.
Yeah.
All right. So Springfield back the shit up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen. Like
One thing I always heard, especially from Ridley talking about like Upper Darby, it's like Upper Darby's not fucking the most Delco town. Upper Darby's basically West Philly. And I'm like, you got to realize Ridley's basically just Ridley, man. They're like their own identity within Delco. I think that what they think is like the fun scumbaggery of Delco is literally so upper echelon still compared to how fucking Delco can get.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's going to fall somewhere in the middle to below par on the spectrum of decency. I think that the most Delco towns you'd be looking at would be a Fallcroft, would be a Collingdale,
Really?
would be possibly Glen Olm if you
Norwood.
throw in Briarcliff. Norwood's a little too clean cut for me.
Really?
I think it should go. in the
Norwood's
nicest
too clean
ways.
cut. You mean with the chin strap tattoo or the chin strap beards and all that. That's clean cut.
Clifton is
That's
hindered
where
by
I
the fact that
grew up
Clifton
too,
is
yeah.
fucking Clifton.
Yeah,
Man.
Clifton, that's
Like,
true.
Clifton is like. All right, so I
What about,
always
like Briarcliff.
I always say Aston is the Alabama of Delco.
Aston's pretty fucking Delco, dude.
Yeah.
They're in my
Aston's
top
very
three.
Delco.
But
yeah.
Clifton is like Clifton's the McDade Mall of
But
Delco towns.
what about Tinicum?
Tinicum's
that's
fucking super Delco.
Super
Tin-
Delco.
Tinicum
Essington.
becomes the beach houses of Delco.
Beach house.
That's how I look
Waterfront
at it.
property.
Waterfront
Yeah,
property.
honestly.
Yeah. Taxes
And
are
it's
low.
funny because we were driving through there the other day. I said these houses even look like the shore houses, not like the high end shore houses right on the beach. Like the first couple miles before you hit the actual shore itself, like they look like the houses. But from growing up in Clifton, I'm telling you, I refer to Clifton as the McDade Mall of Clifton Town.
Yeah.
It's just stuck in retro 80s, early 90s, and forever will be stuck in this time loop of late 80s, early 90s, like the way they dress, the way they are. Like, if you needed to film a movie based in the late 80s, early 90s, based on how many types of cars people have floating around, you could totally do that without having to make too many changes to Clifton Heights.
Yeah. True. Who do you think has the best cheesesteak in all of Delaware County?
Ooh, the place, like the actual place, that
Or the
makes
towns
cheesesteak?
have the
Yeah.
better foods.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
could
like the
fucking
best-
the top three for me in Delaware.
What about
County.
Leo's?
Leo's not anymore, but I really like them. Like
I
they're
do
still
like
top 10
them.
to
I
me.
just I think they're quantity over quality.
Mike and
Mike and Emma's
is
still
one.
tops.
I gotta tell you, fucking Johnny B's recently is really
Wow.
stepped it up with
They
their
had
shit,
a whole
man.
new like chef there. They really up there. So
I got to get to a
Top tier.
We did a whole thing about most underrated cheesesteaks. Everyone will argue about fast and like get like real like defensive and shit.
that
But
place
what
down
about
the street
the underrated? The ones you forget about. Our top three was
Anna's?
no,
Anna's is very good.
Anna's is pretty high, pretty well
Yeah.
respected.
yeah, I believe it
We
is.
put Colley's Irish Pub in Upper Darby as one of the most
Colley's, yeah.
underrated.
Colley's has really good food, and you don't know it unless you
They
know
do,
it.
yeah.
We were talking about this with JT Brewski's. You
yeah,
know,
underrated.
another place that has really good food, really good cheesesteak. Like you don't think about it because you just kind of assume it's bar food. It's deep fried mozzarella sticks, chicken fingers. You know,
They
maybe a
do a nice level
cheeseburger.
of
But they have, I mean, they have that stuff, but they have a lot of other things. There is
Coaches is one of the best. cheesesteak
Tony's?
shops
Coaches,
I've
really?
had.
Yeah, I
Tony's?
never had it there.
Tony's. I don't even like to tell people about Tony's because it's such a gem.
yeah, like
Tony's makes every Wednesday. Every Wednesday they do roast
pork.
beef. No, every Wednesday
that's
they do
beef.
roast beef. Every Thursday they do roast pork, and it's come as you go, very much like John's roast pork.
Have you guys
wherever-
been to Relish?
Yes, I've been.
Yes.
to Relish,
They have really
yes.
good hot dogs
That's fine,
and
hot dogs,
sandwiches.
Yeah.
But Tony's in Collingdale has this roast pork. They only sell on Thursdays.
I want to go.
And
there.
I don't say this
I want a
half-heartedly.
sandwich now.
It is the best food on the planet of any type of food. It is the best. It is better than Tony's roast pork.
Where is it?
Collingdale,
Collingdale.
Yeah, I've been to
Clifton
Collingdale.
Avenue.
Like it won, like it placed like best of Philly, and like everyone was just like, shh, don't tell people about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
when people start coming and it'll But I had to make more of it. Like,
so how does it place best of Philly if it's not in Philly? How's that happen?
Because Philly
does that.
They expand out.
Philly's like Springfield.
Okay.
We're Philadelphia when they need us to be.
We had
when it works for them.
We had one of the writers from Philly Magazine on here just to talk about all the entrants of winners of Best of Philly that were in Delco, and he had like 8 of them. They count the suburbs, they count South Jersey, they do all that shit. And I guess it kind of helps out the businesses around here, gets into a bigger thing.
Well, that's kind of what Visit Delco told us that they're trying to do. Like, hey, listen, you can go to Philly, and if you're traveling out of town, but you could stay in Delco. Hey, it's cheaper. We got more hotels. Like we just have like 200 and some odd hotels, right? It was like a big number, wasn't it?
It was a lot more than I'd.
Yeah, I really was surprised how many they had, and like you can get a good meal and you can hang out here, but you can still go into Philly and do those things, but you don't have to spend the exorbitant amount of money of being in Philadelphia. The hotel.
Up,
Yeah, like people who stay in like North Jersey, just right over the. I'm going to go to New York, but I'll just stay on the other side of the
Hoboken.
tunnel. Yeah, exactly.
And to keep like the whole thing about like
we're the Hoboken of Philadelphia.
It's like the Bleeding Green and all that shit.
That's true.
About how like it does overflow with just the tri-state culture in general. There was one episode of the Layover or whatever with Anthony Bourdain, and he came to Philly, and people were mad that like all 5 of the stops were not actually in Philadelphia. There was a couple in Montgomery County, a couple in Camden, a couple in South Jersey.
Yeah, but it's all.
Yeah, and people were just like, "You didn't even go to Philly." I'm like, "That's what we do. Like, it's not just about the fucking assholes that moved to like Center City, man.
Right.
There's lots of things within the metropolitan area."
So I'm going to ask you this before we go. I thought this would be a good topic to ask somebody. So I posted a few days back. The company Delco Effects does Delco-based candles.
Okay.
And by the way, can I just thank them for one thing because I got kids? They have, it's not a normal wax candle. They call it soy-based. But
fucking soy boys.
But hold on. My kid knocked it over. And like, I'm like, Dad, I'm trying to sell my house. Last thing I need is like wax hardened and stuck to the rug. Dude,
or fire.
Yeah, or fire. But I'm just saying that, whatever. Burn the house down. Like, it's actually easier than selling it. But like, it cleaned right up. I want to have to thank them for that. And I'm sitting there like I'm cursing up a storm. I'm ready to rip the walls down. Forget burning it down. I was so angry. And I'm like, oh, that wiped up pretty easily. But all right. So they gave us a couple candles. Gave a few to my wife to like try it out. And one of them is lemon water ice. By the way, it's spelled
water.
It's spelled the correct way. It smells awesome. By the way, what would be your Delco scent if you're making a Delco cologne or you're having a Delco like car air freshener, that kind of thing? If I said make me a Delco car air freshener, what would be the scent?
I would say,
and you can't say desperation.
No, okay. I'd say a pack of Newport 100s.
Smoked or not smoked?
Smoked.
Okay, just want like
not
fresh pack.
They smell like raisins still.
Yeah, like when I get in my truck, I want it to smell like a pack of Newport 100s.
Yeah. Do you smoke now?
No,
it's my air freshener. No. I love it.
But I love when I get a whiff of it.
It makes me feel at home.
Yeah, that's what Willard Pensy would love. Pack of Newport 100s.
Holbrook.
Gasoline trash. Like dumpster trash.
Like dumpster fire? Would that be your scent? Dumpster fire?
Like they're coming to pick up the dumpster tomorrow, so you're not worried about it. But like that tinge of trash over gasoline mixed with like when Taco Bell just opens and it's not quite the smell of food yet, but like
it hasn't hit
they're trying
status yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually
very specific.
I said if I was going to make Delco-based air fresheners, which I wonder if this is possible. But
I think it would sell.
Yeah, Imperial Pizza would be a flavor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Would be a smell.
Is that a smell though? I mean, we're like literally like 10 feet from it. I can't think of the actual.
We're not that close. We're not that close. We're close enough, but not that close to smell it permeating over here.
It doesn't have a smell when I go. Like a lot of pizza places here, I don't think have a smell that I pick up.
Oh, I smell the sauce.
How much are their pizzas now?
$9.95.
Wow.
Fucking Biden.
No, but like, dude, there's the only place you can get pizza for under $10.
Yeah. I remember when they were like $5.
I mean, you go anywhere else, a cheese pizza bare minimum $18.
$5, but I would crush it myself.
I went,
dude. You would roll it up.
Yeah.
I would roll it up and eat it. Yeah, like a burrito.
Like $4.15.
Yeah, because I ordered it at 12:30 at night, and it got delivered at 4:15 in the morning. It was crazy.
Yeah, by the time he got there,
but if you order it and pick it up, like literally. You see how close we are. You're in the studio. Yeah. You see we're a block and a half. I've walked there. I've driven there. Yes.
How many pizzas have you had
today? or generally more than I
In
like
the
to
last
admit.
month.
Definitely in the tens.
Yeah.
But and I'm only here like once a week, so you put that together.
Yeah, but there you go.
But I literally call them up and say, "Yeah, I'm putting the order in." I walk there. It should take about 3 minutes of a walk, right? All but close enough, and it's hot and ready to go. Like, did you know?
So good.
And that fat guy's going to call us today.
They
We're
might
not
just
having
have
pizza.
them just cooking all the time, knowing that they're gonna fucking.
I'm about
I
to
don't
eat a
know, man.
pizza
Every time I call, like I'm in there picking one up, people are going, okay. The guy writes it on the box, throws it on the box, and he starts putting it out. I've never seen them pull anything out of a fridge. They're pulling them out of 5-gallon buckets of cheese and toppings and sauce, and it looks like they're making it right then and there. They
Yeah.
are.
Oh,
like,
yeah. It's fresh.
I mean, is their pizza oven like
Maybe that's
hotter
what
than others?
Maybe
I don't.
cornmeal makes it cook.
Maybe
I think they're very thin too. They cook
yeah,
fast.
that's true too.
Yeah.
And maybe because it's so hot in there, it's one of those.
They never had air in that place.
No.
It was always 900.
Nobody's ever going to be fat in there because you might start off fat, but you will sweat it out.
The guy making it is always sweating his ass off.
Yeah, that's what makes it taste
The
so good.
standard imperial is undercooked.
Hmm.
Like the standard texture of an imperial is you would always go, this probably need a couple more minutes in the oven anyway. So
Yeah,
it's on par, man.
They're dead on. Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably do make them fast, man. 5-7 minutes.
I'll tell you right now, as a father who's had like friends come over for their kids' friends and all that, and, "Hey, can they stay for dinner?" And I'm like, dude, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. Just
No,
to
you do.
I mean, back in the day, I'd order 2 pizzas and then some wings for their friends to eat, and like, all right, $25. I have no problem doing it. And I'm not saying back in the day. I'm talking about 2019.
Today it's like $70.
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely. For 25 wings and 2 pizzas, you're looking at least $60.
Easy.
Bare minimum $60.
Yep.
Because a pizza, one pizza could be anywhere from $19 to $22 easily. But no, Imperial comes in a huge pinch. Like it's like I can order 4
And they're
pizzas.
good.
I can order 4 pizzas for 4 kids to enjoy,
Yep.
and I spent $40 versus $60 for 2 pizzas and some questionable wings.
Yeah, and they're good.
I went to the other side of the county, Glen Mills, the one that pretends they're Delco. When it's convenient, brother.
Yes, when Maravista on the air, we are Delco.
Inky up.
Yeah.
There's this place called Pops, and it is actually great, man. The guy's great too. It was 1 pizza, pepperoni, 1 pepperoni pizza, a cheesesteak, generic cheesesteak, fried onions. $48.
I was gonna say, $45.
And I picked it up, man. It's not like this is Uber fees or whatever. It was like a $31 pizza, $17 cheese.
Not the most recent Eagles season, but the season before, the Eagles were playing the Jags. Like the third game of the season. Ooh. It was raining. I was doing a show down in South Philly. I called my wife. I'm coming home. It's right around dinner time. I'm like, "You want me?" She's like, "Did you make dinner?" No. I'm like, "All right." I said, "Why don't you put an order in? I'll pick it up on the way home. By the time I get from here to there, it should be ready." 2 pizzas, 30 wings. And I think she got like a 2-liter
It's
soda.
like $90.
You're not lying.
No.
It was almost $100.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell did she order? I thought she was only ordering a couple pizzas and wings. Oh, that's what she did. I said, do these wings come with a blowjob? Because I don't understand this. Now I know this is when the whole wing thing was going. Like,
No, come on. I mean, at least give me a handy.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Even a rough one would be nice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have
just
to
look at it.
I said, I don't have to enjoy it. Like, just,
Dude, I don't give
pull my
a
pants
fuck
down and
about
laugh at me.
economics. In no fucking world am I going to live in where chicken wings are more than $1 a fucking piece.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that.
Dude, you
shit.
live in that world.
It's insane.
I remember you used to have 25-cent wing nights. Now it's $1.25 wings.
No, you're right. 20. Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
A little fucking wing thing should not be $1.25.
And let me add something in here. None of us are old men. Okay. You said you were 43.
Yep.
I'm 41. Holbrook is 38. He's 7.
He's a baby.
Yeah, he's a baby.
Baby.
Yeah.
I'm a young professional now.
Yeah. He's hanging on.
3 more years.
Yeah. 3 slip discs.
3 more years of being a young professional.
So that means in our lifetime, they talk about like Gen X and all that stuff, and because like we went through the changes in the world, like pre-internet to internet, before 9/11, all that kind of stuff, like those markers that
we have balls.
Change the generation. Yeah, like in 5 years, I'm talking in 5 frigging years, things have changed. Like, and the thing is, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not getting into politics or anything like that. But I'm telling you right now that I'm not saying they created the pandemic, but they used the pandemic to get us all used to getting BF'd for prices and everything because we swallowed the pill because you know what? There's not enough people working, so we have to raise the price. It's hard to get the stuff in, the materials in.
It's not
We have to
that,
raise
man.
the
That was the
prices.
cover up at first. It's because you can't print free money and give it out and not expect it to cause inflation.
No,
Yeah.
and that's
what
they're
all
giving
those
it out. Yeah.
That's what those $600 and $1,200
Might I
payments were,
add,
just
when they
free
bailed
fucking
out all
printed
the-
It was
money.
our money just going out to everybody
what
else.
happened a few years prior to that? What was it? The bailouts for the banks, right? Because of all the ridiculous, what's it called? The mortgages that they were doing and all that stuff. These very inflated mortgages. So yeah, the government bailed them out because they couldn't go out. But then what happens? We get effed at the drive-through. Literally, I'm not doing a skit because I remember the who was the comedian who used to do that? They fuck you at the drive-through. They fuck you at the
I remember that.
drive-through. Yeah. But that is literally what you're doing. It is. I remember my wife goes, "We want to have tacos for dinner tonight. Can you stop at local grocery store and just get the stuff that we need?" Sure, cheese, meat, wraps, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, I said, next time we're going out for Mexican food, it would have been cheaper, and I don't have to clean up after ourselves, and it would have been better prepared. Like, it costs that much money. Like, it's outlandish. Like, and the thing is we have sat here and literally swallowed it.
Yep.
How bad it is.
Because nobody's fighting it, and
It's
they're
like
just doing it.
Well, the same thing they do with the gas. They said the same thing. They had it in some areas in the country upwards of $6, right?
Yeah.
Because you know what? Now when you're paying almost $4 a gallon,
It seems cheap.
you're like, oh my God, it's so much cheaper. It's like, you know.
Well, now if you go buy a couple of good steaks and all that, it's like the same as going out to dinner.
Yeah. It's they said now it's like the first time in history where it's cheaper to rent than it is to buy your own place. Like it is
Cooking at home used to be like a third of the price. You buy some good steaks, you put them on the grill. Now it's like going out to eat.
Like I said, I'm trying to buy a home, and I'm talking to my realtor, and he's kind of going over what we think we could sell my house for, and then looking at where I want to, because I don't want to be house poor. I want to be able to have a nice house, enjoy my house, but not have to sit there and go, well, I can't do anything like eat this week because I want to be able to afford this house. But like I'm sitting there, like he's like, well, I'm like, wow, we could actually sell my house for that. I'll make a half decent profit. But then I'm like, to go live, in a beat up house, it's going to need a ton of work. It's going to cost you $500,000.
It's going to cost you more to move into another house.
I was like,
so you didn't really make any money.
Yeah, like I didn't make any money. Like people who had the ability during the pandemic to sell their house for buco bucks, make a lot of money doing it, and then either like rent or live somewhere else where they didn't have to worry about. They made out the best.
They're set
because they're waiting. But the thing is unfortunately things aren't going to get any better. That's the worst part. I know I went on kind of like a economic diatribe here, but like
we're all dealing with it. Yeah.
But it's sickening. It really is sickening. Like little things like
it's scary.
I can't go to a movie. I have 2 young kids. I don't think the old kids, they don't want to be there.
Fucking movies.
It's four people. Me, my wife, and my 2 young. I'm looking bare minimum just for tickets alone. $70.
God forbid anybody.
Maybe if I hit the matinee, it might be $65. You know what I mean?
Like they want to get popcorn and candy.
Oh my God! It's like she's like, you want that? You want college or popcorn? Kids choose.
Yeah, you got to pack it. You got to pack it in the purse.
You're like, hey babe, put this under my arm. I'm gonna heat it up.
Exactly.
Like it's
scary.
It's and listen, I get people are gonna make their money and all that stuff and whatever. Like I take this for instance, big Phillies fan. I know as you are. The dollar dog thing still rubs me the wrong way a little bit. How they took that away and they did BOGO dogs. You're telling me like they used to have the counter, 18,000, 20,000 hot dogs sold. So that means they sold $20,000 in hot dogs alone. Okay. That they probably paid about 10 cents a hot dog.
Yep.
With roll and hot dog and everything. Because they're buying it by the pallet full.
It's a high salaries.
And they're trying to say, it's for protection because some people threw a hot dog on the field. I'm like, do you know how many beers I've seen thrown at people? You're not selling any less of those.
No.
Like that was my thing. Like, those are the little things that are really starting to annoy me. Like there was
because they're gouging.
Yeah, and there was one law that they talked about passing, and I thought it would be great if they did this, but I know it'll never happen because lobbyists will never allow it to happen. Was the one where they said they're not going to allow. Take for instance, like you see like Comcast. If you want to get Comcast, it's $9.99 a month for high speed internet. But after you hit all the fees and the taxes, it's going to be $172. You know what I mean? That they're going to make that illegal for companies to do. Like you have to put out flat bottom line fee. It is going to cost
as it should be,
$153 for your internet.
That's what it should be,
and it should be that. Right. And it's sad that that's not already a rule. Like that they can get away with it. Well, it's $100, but this. But I'm like, it's about time they do that. But they're never going to let it happen.
No.
No, they're going to pay for it. They're going to pay their way out of that, making sure that doesn't happen.
I'm sure.
And I went on my little diatribe there.
Well, the final score was Hollywood 31, Willard 30, Al 27.
I think it more DUIs. That really.
If you got DUI, put you over the.
Yeah, that would probably get me at least
tattoos.
Close. The tattoos one too. Yeah.
So you're the most Delco.
In the worst way possible.
Most people. Well, it's funny when we were doing the most Delco towns and the bars and all that. The common question would be, well, what does that mean? Is that a good thing? Like, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I'm like,
I don't know. The answer's somewhere in the middle.
The answer is, what are you to want it to
My
be?
God,
it's good if you want it to be good.
Yeah. There's people who wanted to lose.
Yeah.
They didn't want the crown.
Yeah. This was early on when we could still have a whole lot of fun with it. I remember it was just like we were doing the bars, and it was just all these bars sending me like, "Oh, we have these cheesesteak egg rolls, like 10 fucking bars a day. Oh, our cheesesteak egg rolls are the best." I'm like, if one more person sends me shit about their fucking appetizers instead of what you could snort off a urinal in your bar, I'm throwing you the fuck out of the contest, man.
Well, it's funny that you did the scoring system
because
we thought about early on doing the book and having a scoring system in it. We never did it.
Yeah, you know what you do? You get a bunch of insert cards you can throw. Like, you're only some online right now, right?
Yeah.
If you were like some in stores, you get them like printed up like a long bookmarker, and like even like when you could dry erase, like you can wipe it off. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. This has been fucking great. There's some next level entries in there.
So again, only on Amazon, which I'll have the link.
Only on Amazon.
The link on below here, so you guys can click on it and buy it if you want to. But we did go through it. But listen, you're like, well, you guys just read through it. No, like this is a great start. Like you said, you can have a game with it. You can talk about it. It's gonna bring up conversations. Hey guys, remember Jimmy? That was Jimmy, man.
Yeah,
that was totally Jimmy back in the day.
We can all relate.
Yeah, like everybody had a Jimmy in their life. But no, this is amazing. I'm glad you reached out to us. And real quick, just before we go, explain this.
So we were in contact with the Skinny podcast, Joey Merlino and Little Snuff, and they put their stamp on the book.
Wait, Joey Merlino has his own podcast?
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
The Skinny. And they endorsed the book, and they actually had us had our book on last week, and then I believe sometime this week they're going to read some pages as well. So
that's awesome.
We're excited about it.
That's
Skinny
awesome.
Joey Merlino, dude.
Yeah, legend.
An icon, man.
Yep.
I don't care what the Fed said. Those racketeering gains were legit, and he also handed out the most turkeys on Thanksgiving in fucking South Philadelphia.
And same like Little Snuff. I mean that he's awesome. He big part of the show. He's got the personality and really does a great job. So we're just happy to have them both.
Dude, that's fucking dope. That is fucking spectacular. It's just having the fucking former mafia related to it, man. I don't know what they want to go by now.
Oh, when you get that stamp, then you're golden.
I love
Golden
that.
Pony Boy.
Yeah,
that's so
show my age there.
Man. Oh, dude, awesome, man. Any plans for like anything in the future?
Yeah, we have a bunch. So we have a bunch of these that they're going to start coming out.
Yeah.
And,
is there any plans to sell it offline, like in stores? Or...
We're open to it. We haven't really gone, down that avenue yet, but we've talked to quite a few people who are interested in it. We just have not.
I mean, I think even further. I know bookstores are kind of a thing of the past for most people, anyway. But like, I think local businesses that have foot traffic, Davis's is who's in the book.
Yep.
Because that might be something like, hey, we're in this book.
Some of the local bars have showed interest. It's just, I don't know. We're not really sure.
Even like a local deli or something. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we're open to it. We just gotta, I guess, figure out what road we're gonna take.
I love it, especially just because it just came out like a week ago.
About a week ago.
Fucking
just dropped.
Man. Any idea how many you've sold so far? Or?
I believe
4 million.
Then I believe in the first that first week, a few hundred actually on Amazon.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome. Now, guys, check it out. It is called "How Delco Are You" by Willard Pensy. Green, can't miss it. Pretty straightforward. It has a cool little stamp by Skinny Joey Merlino and Little Snuff. It's also, we can give you a seal of approval, Delco Live. Seal of approval right there.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Willard, thank you. Hopefully we'll be hearing more from you with some more of your awesome content.
Appreciate it.